Hi there, I'm Steve Balch, president of Lambda of Texas, which is the Phi Beta Kappa chapter at Texas Tech University in Lubbock. And I'm delighted to be here today with Professor Eric Cardella, who teaches our honors course in business economics and whose class was visited by our Phi Beta Kappa visiting scholar Price Fishback back in February of 2018. So that was quite a special occasion for you, if I recall, because you knew Price Fishback from your own education. Tell us about your connection to him and the kind of scholar and teacher that he is.
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Yeah, thanks for organizing it. It definitely really was a pleasure to have Price. I knew Price going back to my graduate student days at the University of Arizona, and from the moment I got there, it was very evident that Price was one of the leading scholars there at the University of Arizona, and it was definitely a real honor to have him come visit and have my students in the honors section really get a chance to meet a scholar like Price and get to interact with him, because one of the things that is so amazing about Price is his breadth of knowledge across a lot of different types of disciplines in economics. Obviously, his specialty being economic history, but he really is very well versed in a lot of different types of areas, and I think that was one of the reasons why he was able to contribute in my class, a business economics class, where we were actually doing some experimental type simulation type.
And what exactly
techniques.
did he do?
Yeah, so one of the things that he did is he came into my class, and again, it being an honors section, I try to make that curriculum as hands-on as possible. And we were fortunate enough for him to come in, and he did a real-life simulation in class and gave the students an opportunity to really be market participants in a competitive market. And so the way he basically set it up was, it was an agricultural type market where there were several different crops that these students could produce, and there were prices and costs associated with these things, and they had opportunities to make decisions about which market they wanted to enter. And one of the things that was really that it was useful for was really showing students in a concrete way how prices and profits in markets act to either attract market participants and firms into the market, or alternatively detract firms and cause them to exit markets. And the other kind of thing that came out of it for the students was that if there's a sufficient enough competition in the market, then we would expect to see prices being driven down to a point where basically economic profits are zero. And that was one of the things that was actually bore out in the simulation.
And what did your students say about it afterwards?
Yeah, they really liked it. They thought it was really neat to be able to kind of have this real practical application of how markets work in real life when there was actually some financial incentives at stake. And it was also useful too, because we were able to actually implement some various types of government regulations and then see how those government regulations impact the market as well, so they could really see firsthand, get some practical experience about what things like a price support or a subsidy, something like that, how those types of policies would impact markets. And I think that concrete example was really useful and really kind of shored up their knowledge in that area.
Well, it's great to learn that, how successful it was. I was there, of course, I didn't see it. And thank you for giving our chapter and Dr. Fishback an opportunity to meet. He met with several other classes and seminars as well, but an opportunity to kind of meet your class while he was here.
Yeah, you're very welcome. The pleasure was all ours, and the students really enjoyed both Price and the exercise that he did in class, and I think they found it very, very useful.
It's a great success for the Visiting Scholars Program. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.